What's up, NBA fan? What's up, all sports fans? This your boy JB, hosted the Behind the Bench podcast network and channel, giving a shout out to the rest of the crew: Shy, Kelvin, Jermaine, KB Film Room, Big Dog Talk Sports. That's right. That's right. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you for supporting Behind the Bench. Subscribe to the channel. Help make the show the best it can be. This is a special edition tonight, as I want to celebrate the NBA, and I'm telling you, people, the NBA has a wonderful opportunity right in the palm of their hands. All they got to do is embrace it, and these talking heads get out the way. Because I've been watching the NBA a long time, man. And I don't consider myself the most knowledgeable fan, nothing like that. I just love upholding the history, and I cherish, you know, uh, the experience I've had watching this great league, man, and watching this great sport, you know. And I don't get into eras. What era was the best and all that. It's always about what did you do when you played, not what you trying to convince people that you could have did if you could have played with certain guys, and that's why you didn't win when other guys did win. No, man, that's not cutting the mustard, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if they rally behind the newly crowned NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder, who just won their first championship in franchise history after the team relocated from Seattle, which they were known as the Seattle Supersonics, to Oklahoma City. I believe that was in 2008. And that was like right after Kevin Durant's rookie year when he was drafted by Seattle in 2007. This is their first championship since their relocation in 2008. They won a Game 7 heartfelt battle between the Indiana Pacers, who had a tremendous run of their own in this postseason as the underdog, reaching the finals the way they did. And, they gave a gallant effort tonight, losing their best player, Tyrese Halliburton, to an unfortunate injury, which is reported to be his Achilles. And I give kudos to both teams, man. I have no qualms about the postseason. I have no qualms about the officiating. I have no qualms about the play, because what the league got to understand is they don't have to reinvent the wheel. What always made the league great was competition. That's what made the league great and carry on year after year after year, decade after decade after decade. Even when the style of play may have changed, that was the premium. That was the one element that transcended the eras, was the competition and the rivalries. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, what they accomplished this year throughout the course of the season, winning 68 games. Check this out, people. Check this out. When they told you, the so-called experts say a small market team cannot win a championship and thrive, check that off the box. Or a young team could win a championship. Check that off the box. Or a team with the lowest payroll could win a championship. Check that all off the box. Because the Oklahoma City Thunder just proved that you can build a champion by the book and do it legit. No strings attached, no asterisks, no nefarious activity. And they did it. And they did it relatively fast. Because this effort that they put together over these past 5 years really started after 2020, when they traded Chris Paul to Phoenix. And in the previous year, they had traded Russell Westbrook at the time to the Houston Rockets, Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers. And what they received in return was draft pick after draft pick after draft pick. I believe they acquired something like 30 draft picks total, with a boatload of first round picks. And they brought in a young Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's coming off his rookie year with the Clippers. And I'm telling you, when you go all in, but the reason the Clippers went all in is because of the precedent that was set that same offseason by the Lakers. They gave up the farm and the ghost to bring in Anthony Davis And then the Clippers had to keep up and follow suit, or so they thought. And they gave a boatload of draft picks to bring in Paul George and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. See, it's bad business, man. And this is why I keep on saying, when you operate backwards, you're going to wind up being left behind. When you operate like free agency, trade, and then drafting, you're not going to win. But when you draft and build the foundation, then you know where you at. Then you know how to put the piece of the puzzle together to push for a championship. That's exactly what Oklahoma City did. And they did it in a 5-year timetable. And I'm telling you, I put 40 years on this. The Oklahoma City Thunder adopted the original blueprint that was staged by none other than the Los Angeles Lakers. And what they was trying to bring forth, the Laker brass, that was preempted by you know who. I will not mention his name in this video. Oklahoma City, I can guarantee you that they looked at their blueprint, they adopted it, and they applied it all the way through. I can guarantee it. I can see it. I can see the vision. I can see the timetable of what Oklahoma City was trying to do. Sam Presti, who's the GM, team president down there, and he's sitting so pretty that they just won a championship, and they was probably 2 years ahead of schedule by doing it. But this is what happens when you invest and you believe in what you're doing. And what happens is, when you don't take no shortcuts, you tend to exceed expectations. When you go all in, you throw all the chips in the middle of the table, you go for broke, you wind up selling yourself short. We done seen it time and time again. And it's a testament to what real team building is. It's a testament that the super team era is finally over. I mean, it's finally over. Thank God. And I have no qualms about OKC. You can't hate. If you love the NBA and love basketball, you can't hate. Only thing I'm disappointed about is that they're showing that my squad could have did it if they would have stayed the course, because they was 5 years ahead of the curve. But see, once the cat get out the bag, and other teams see that you're willing to preempt what really you brought forth and originated, it's gonna leave your head spinning. And all these teams out here, man, like I said, these small market teams, I really celebrate what they doing. I really mean that. And Oklahoma City, they won tonight. They clinched the championship, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, by beating the Indiana Pacers at home by a score, I believe it was 103-91. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, this year's league MVP, he was awarded Finals MVP. And I had to give kudos to Chet Holmgren. He stepped up tonight, scored about 18 points. I believe he got a double-double tonight, or close to it. But he had 5 blocks, which is the most blocks ever in the Game 7 of a Finals in the history of the NBA. And then Jalen Williams played strong all postseason. He averaged something like 23 points a game in these finals. And then you got key contributions from Alex Caruso, a player who was deemed to have little value just a couple of years ago. And now he is a contributor to a championship. And as I keep on saying, I was told that my squad, my young core, were no good before them participate in the conference finals this year. And I can just imagine, by witnessing what Oklahoma City Thunder did this year, and they took their lumps, man. They took their lumps. They had a tough 7-game series versus Denver in their second round in the conference semifinals. Denver had the experience. They won a championship 2 years ago. They had 3-time league MVP Nikola Jokic in his prime. And Denver was on the verge of taking a 3-1 series lead versus OKC. And OKC rallied and tied the series 2-2 in Denver to regain home court advantage. That's what you call a test. That's what you call becoming battle tested. And they use that, to me, as a springboard to claiming their championship. And they just getting started. And they set so good. Like I said, they had the lowest payroll in the league. They the youngest team in the league in a small market, no drama. They have an exceptional young coach. Mark Rannigal, congratulations to him. And I know the fans down there, man. You know, I know they got to be kicking it tonight, but I can't hate though, man. That's why I keep saying when I share it to the fans of the purple and gold, what you seen in OKC would have been us. And to tell you the truth, we would have took off by year 2021 because the timeline really it started in 2016. And as I say, former executive Jerry Buss said we have a 5-year plan to return back to the top. So I'm looking at that 5 years. 2021 would have been a year. It's tangible, but you have to believe it. You have to see it through. You have to exercise patience. And that's what Oklahoma City did. And now they sitting on top of the basketball world and they not going nowhere for a long time. And that's what I wanted for my team starting over. Where every year for the next decade, man, you going to be right there in the hunt. That's what you want. You don't throw all your chips in. You don't mortgage all your future like that. You don't sell off your own talent because you're not going to win, dog. It's not going to happen, dog. You may get 1 year, but it's at the expense of what you could have had. That's why it's not really winning. But Oklahoma City, they invested in 18, and here they are, the champions of the world. And like I said, I give kudos to them and the Indiana Pacers. Indiana had a tremendous postseason. They was the underdog in every series, and they forced OKC to a game 7. And hey, you had to celebrate both teams, but the NBA, instead of bringing guys on a show, on these sports shows, talking about, man, if I had him as a teammate, I could have won 3 straight too. I could have won 3 championships too. Even though you had an all NBA caliber center yourself, and you kept on losing early on in the playoffs. No, man, it's time, man. All these talking heads, they've had a platform. They've had a say. And most of what they're saying is inaccurate anyway. And it's based on misnomers, falsehood to prop one guy up. But what was crazy, this was crazy about it, man. The guy they been trying to prop up ain't winning. And he ain't gonna win no more. This is real now, man. And like I say, that new collective bargaining agreement will not be affecting the Oklahoma City Thunder at all. Because if they do have to move on from a player, you know what they're going to do? They're going to draft another guy in to take his place. And he's going to be ready to come in and make an immediate contribution. They not going to... Chet Holmgren is really just completed his 2nd year, right? His 2nd full season. He got another 10 years to go at least of being a fixture of that franchise. With the potentially. And Lou Dort, man, which, you know, Luguentz Dort, he was there when they was at the bottom, man. So you celebrate, you feel happy for a guy like that, you know. So like I say, this is what I've been stressing over these past 4 years, man. That, you know, after that bubble, it seemed like that bubble was that was really the end of the super team era. You know what I'm saying? But I think what happened was they didn't see these young teams coming, man. They didn't see the OKCs coming. They saw them at the bottom of the standings at the time. But now, man, they didn't flip the script, and it's not going to change. It's real now. You can't take no shortcuts. Now, of course, trades are there to be made when it's appropriate, but it should be done as a final piece rather than making a trade just to be making a trade to make you feel good about yourself. That's not going to work no more, man. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I celebrate the league, man. There's been a lot of negative talk about the league only because of commentary that has really brought down the league dynamic. It's been suffocating, man. It's been suffocating. And these young squads, these young stars, they deserve the backing of the league because they out there competing, man. It's as simple as that. It's time to move on, man. all this talk, all these cats with these platforms, man, and they kicking out nonsense, dog. You don't see this in the NFL. You don't see this in Major League Baseball. You don't see this in the National Hockey League. Only in the NBA. That's why it needs to move forward. I realized that the league needed to move forward at the turn of the decade when the 2020 started, because I always held young talent to the highest premium, to the highest regard. I saw the value, and now Oklahoma City, man, they of course, I mean, other teams are going to be successful too. But I'm saying, man, year in and year out, man, this team finna roll, dog. They finna roll. So like I said, I can't hate. They did it by the book. And even though that's not my squad, I gotta respect it. I gotta respect it as a fan. Because number one, I know we could have did it. We was ahead of all these teams that was starting all over again. We was ahead of all of them. But it is what it is now, man. And like I said, I put 40 years on it. OKC looked at that blueprint that the Lakers, set aside. Well, let me put it this way: cast it away, and they took it, adopted it, applied it, and now they sitting atop the NBA world as they just hoisted the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and they are the champions of the year 2025. And the league has a brilliant opportunity, a perfect opportunity to move forward, man, in a mighty way. The youth generation, the young stars of the NBA, they deserve that, man. These veteran superstars of the past decade, they had their shine, dog. They had it. They had it, man. And you can still celebrate what they achieved and move on. And see, quiet as it kept, I'm glad Michael Jordan come back to the scene. I believe his influence alone will help clean this nonsense up, this bogus commentary that we have to hear every day. And see, what the young fans are not being told is that the fans of yesterday, of the 80s, 90s, the 70s, that grew up watching the game, we know when these talking heads kicking out this nonsense. It take like 5 seconds and we can tell. 5 seconds. So they need to celebrate the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, what I mean by celebrate them is this whole off season, because Shea really, as quiet as it kept, by winning the league MVP, by winning Finals MVP, by leading Oklahoma City throughout the course of the season as the best team in the league, as far as record wise, he should be viewed as the best player in the NBA. You see what I'm saying? And Oklahoma City Thunder should be celebrated the entire offseason as the newly crowned champion heading into the next season. They'll be looking to defend their title. Instead of talking about them for 2 days, then you bring one guy up all season, then you talk about this unwarranted, bogus, whack GOAT talk. It's played out. It's old. And what better springboard to move the league forward, the word they can generate another golden era. The elements are there, man. But you got self-interest clashing against what's truly better and best for the league. But I believe good will win in the end. I believe that. And moving forward, we can focus on the present, enjoy the contribution of the current players and what the future can bring, and then celebrate the past greatness all in one large unison. It can be done, people. It can be done. And you let history decide who's who. The history is going to tell you. The history is going to tell you. You don't need no manipulation or virtual reality, But I just want to drop this video. Please leave your comments and thoughts. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder, OKC champions for the year 2025. And Looking forward to your opinions, people who tuning in. And until next time, this is JB for BTB Behind the